All right, we are back with another new release. This one just landed on Netflix. It was in theaters for just a little bit. We are going to be reviewing Yumi and Tuscany. This is a rom-com. As I mentioned, it was in theaters for a short little stint. We're going to talk about whether it's worth your time. Stay till the end. Take a look at our clean score sheet, as well as how this is going to land with kids and teens. Let's dive right in. All right, so the basic setup here, pretty straightforward. You've got a girl whose life isn't exactly what she thought it would be by this point in her life. And really on a whim, she heads to Italy, takes a trip that her and her mom were always going to take, but never really had a chance before her mom passed away. Now, for me, this one really did take a bit to get moving. It flowed fine, but the story was just very predictable. It was a little bit of a mix of like Made in Manhattan as well as the Wedding Planner. Now I get that there is really maybe not a lot of twists and turns that you can take with this style of film, but as it continued, I was really hopeful that anything would kind of put a little kink in the gears a little bit. But that for me, that never really happened, and it wasn't all bad. I mean, once it got to the second act, it really caught some steam and the story started to flow a little bit more, and it really was decent. Now, comparing this to movies like Under the Tuscan Sun or maybe even Letters to Juliet, man, this film does fit right into that category. Countryside, small towns, good food. Now, does it feel like you're spending 2 hours in Italy even though you're sitting there on your couch? Man, you bet.
Ciao.
First time to Tuscany?
My first time pretty much anywhere. Hello? Who leaves an engagement ring in a junk drawer?
What are you doing here? Arresti questa donna!
This is all a really big misunderstanding.
Dio mio! She's marrying Matteo!
Yes! I'm marrying Matteo!
Congratulazioni! Nice shots in this one, except for those few couple scenes were pretty obvious that it was a backdrop. Besides those, very, very well done as far as the shots were concerned. Now, just a quick reminder, if this review helps you to decide what to watch, please take a second to like and subscribe to the channel, as well as share with somebody you think may enjoy these types of reviews. That really helps us find more families that feel good about things that they are watching. Okay, let's jump into our performances. Now, the two leads in this film, two no-names, not in a lot of pieces, but they do a nice job. Nice chemistry. It feels believable when they're interacting with each other. Really nothing over the top. And really not going to be winning any awards with this one. So, I mean, they're average. They're good. Nothing that distracts, but also nothing to write home about. Now, the supporting cast, I might argue that they do a bit of a better job than maybe the leads actually do. Now, this may have been because of the comic relief that they provided. They shook up the story a little bit, but again, even them, nothing really stealing the show. Everybody in all was just fine. Now, the one thing I did appreciate was really the setting. Italy in the movie is almost another character in itself. The countryside, the villages, the architecture. I mean, they showed the country really well, and this helped give some better marks to this film.
What do I do?
You can pretend to be his fiancé, or you go to prison. Either way, it's very romantic.
Okay, we're going to jump into our clean-cut score sheet. So right here, you can see up top the story. Pretty predictable as far as romantic comedies go. The beginning, man, a little bit slow, but once it gets moving, it becomes much more enjoyable. We jump down to our performances right here. Decent performances overall. Good chemistry between the leads and even the supporting cast. They fit the story very well. But again, nothing over the top. That's where we're kind of sitting about average right here. And then your visuals, we jump up a little bit on this one. This is probably a little bit of the stronger parts for this film. Tuscany, it really looks incredible, and they really take advantage of that aspect in the film, and that's why we jump that one up. Now, the experience, you can see we're hovering right at that average mark here. This was an easy watch, but really for me, the lack of creativity in the story just left me feeling a little bit like it was a made-for-TV film. By the time it was over, it was really just one of those like type situations. It was fine, right? Let's jump down to our clean meter really quick. So the language you can see right here, very on par for a PG-13. Few words kind of mixed through there, but nothing really over the top. And then we have our intensity. Very minor in this piece. This probably should have gotten a 0 instead of a 1. Very low, no concerns here at all. Romance, as this is a romantic comedy, a rom-com, so naturally there's going to be some kissing, some relationship themes throughout. There is a part where the guy, he takes off his shirt, even in the scene, yes, it did seem a bit forced and predictable. And there was one other piece where there was a woman in lingerie, and they talked about it for a little bit as well. So there's a couple marks here as far as the romance is concerned. Again, nothing over the top. Okay, and then we finish off with our cringe right down here on the bottom. There's a couple moments where the romance was, just a little bit cheesy. And then as well as those moments we discussed up above. So that's where we got kind of that, it's a low mark, but that one that we're sitting at right here. So finishing off with our family watch factor, this is getting a yellow light. Probably a little bit more for older teens, adults. The younger kids, it's more so they're probably not going to enjoy the film. They're probably going to be bored as they're watching it. But again, as you can see here in the clean meter, there are a couple pieces to watch out for. So this is going to be a watch, especially if you enjoy your rom-coms. It's really a good movie to relax, see the Italian countryside, things of that nature. But in all, it is a simple story. You might enjoy this one, but if you like something a little bit more in depth, this probably is going to be a skip for you. Really don't expect a lot of surprises in this one. All right, that is You, Me, and Tuscany. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you tuning in. Remember, if you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, and share, and I will see you at the movies.
Mateo, what are you doing here?
What am I doing here? What are you doing here?